team has to focus on promoting partnerships with parents, teachers, school administration, and the community to enhance the educational development of Mishawaka students. Our campaign partners with Mishawaka Athletics to put on elementary sports, and they're always looking for volunteers to help with high school football games and sessions. If you'd like to join or volunteer, feel free to contact Mishawaka Parent Group at gmail.com.
No. Are you ready now? Yeah. Okay, we need you to get them high-fiving the future cavemen.
It's time to meet your starters for the caveman defense. At one defensive tackle, 54, he's a junior, Carmine Orozco. Another defensive tackle, 53, he's a senior, John Cohen. Defensive tackle, 33, he's a senior, Keith Shigo. The other defensive tackle, he wears 40, he's a senior, Jason Martin. At one linebacker, 6, he's a sophomore, Camden Putz. At linebacker, 7, he's a senior, Tim Kay. At linebacker, 15, he's a junior, Xavier Juarez. And at linebacker, he wears 11, he's a senior, Jack Troyer. At safety, 26, he's a junior, Jackson Snyder. At one corner, 0, he's a junior, Brady Newsom. And the other corner, he wears 1, he's a sophomore, Jaden Parker. And your head coach, Mr. Keith Kinder.
Time again for Mishawaka High School football. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Butler, voicing the caveman alongside Scott Logan.
We have a check. It's 7. Ken Clemente. Ken Clemente.
here, you're a dad.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the marching cavemen. The band is under the direction of Caleb Chamberlain, Mark Roberts, and Isabel Flanagan. The color guard is under the direction of Caitlin Stutzman. Our dance team is led by Sarah Keenan and Lily Schnapp. And our drum major is Harley Sanchez. Please join us in welcoming the Warsaw Tigers. Now get on your feet for the Big M and the Mishawaka Song. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. Home game is homecoming, October 6th against Concord. We will also be organizing the first MHS Band Alumni Band. Marching cavemen from the past 50 years will be joining us on the field for a memorable evening. If you are still interested, please email Caleb Chamberlain. The following week, October 13th, we will be joined by our John Young Middle School 8th grade band members for a fun show. We will also honor our senior members, so senior parents, mark your calendars for October 13th. We will see you at halftime where we bring you our full show of the music of Foo Fighters. Go Cavemen.
Is an award-winning contractor for new homes, additions, and composite decking. To learn more, visit rivervalleycg.com. Go Cavemen!
Community, collaboration, teamwork. This is what local means to TLCU Financial. In our community, everyone plays a part, and we're here to play ours. As a credit union, it's what we do. Welcome to TLCU Financial, and bank like a local.
Visit us at tlcufinancial.org or stop in at our Mishawaka branch across from John Young Middle School. Your credit union, your way.
Community, collaboration, teamwork. This is what local means to TLCU Financial. In our community, everyone plays a part, and we're here to play ours. As a credit union, it's what we do. Welcome to TLCU Financial, and bank like a local.
Hi, I'm Vicki. To become a member, visit us at tlcufinancial.org or stop in at our Mishawaka branch across from John Young Middle School. Your credit union, your way.
Community, collaboration, teamwork. This is what local means to TLCU Financial. In our community, everyone plays a part, and we're here to play ours. As a credit union, it's what we do. Welcome to TLCU Financial, and bank like a local.
This event will honor Mishawaka's Beef Faulkner and raise money for a really cool Pregame statue. It'll be like nothing in America, so it's very exciting. 2 days, it's 21 and over, gates open at 4, we're locked into the night. Get your tickets or make a donation at mishawakaschools.com/beefbags.
Yeah, it's on, but like, we'll have to time it. Pray to God and have it go. Grab one. There's nothing. Make sure you report.
Are they ready down there?
5 minutes.
Ready to team lined up.
Team is ready, yes.
Okay, here we go.
Are you ready?
Once this is over, you cannot get it back. Who can coach physically? Down after down after down. Tonight is a game for men, not for boys. Play like men. Here we go, boys. Take two. Good. Come on, Ian. Come on, man. Come on. Handoff. Miller. Up the gut. Touchdown, Mishawaka. 2:20, 2:15 for the 10-5. Touchdown. Touchdown, Mishawaka.
Okay, then we're going to get some signals, and then I need you to go out for the coin toss. This is the coin toss. Oh, yeah, okay. You're going to stand.
D and WQLQ HD3 South Bend.
New Country 96.1 The Ton.
Wrapping things up on the pregame show. We are just moments away from kickoff, but first let's get down to the sideline. Mishawaka Network's Brady Gallo standing by. It feels like an electric atmosphere.
Certainly does, Brian. I mean, nothing beats Friday night lights, especially around this time of year, this magnitude of game. It's electric down here. as we see the kickoff going. Mishawaka, if they're going to want to win this game, they're going to have to prepare for the battle.
And speaking of the battle, the ensuing kick fielded at the 15, brought forward by Mishawaka to the 25-yard line where they will start. One thing for sure, Brady, the last couple of weeks, Mishawaka has said dominance in the first half. Is this team prepared for a war for 48 minutes?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I was just about to bring that up. We've had the luxury of resting our starters for the second half in the past 2 weeks. I'm just going to make a bold prediction. We're probably not going to have that luxury against a great team here tonight. We're going to have to prepare for the grinds, and Mishawaka's been passing the ball good, so I don't think Coach Kinder should be afraid to air this ball out.
We'll have to wait and see, but Mishawaka on offense will go to work. That is the Mishawaka Network's Brady Gallo down on the sidelines. Cavemen, they in their alternate gray unis with the maroon and white trim go from left to right. Brady Fisher under center, and the senior signal caller takes a snap, fakes it to the fullback. He'll keep it on the ground. He is going to go to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, cuts back in midfield, has one man to beat, gets another block upfield. Touchdown, Mishawaka.
Pretty nice start.
73 yards. And the Cavemen on the very first play after a nice kickoff return from the 27-yard line. Brady Fisher with the fake to the fullback. And rule one in that flex bone offense is you got to stop the fullback. Well, guess what? They did, but he didn't have the football.
Warsaw's lined up in a 6-2 defense. That means 8 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. Once Fisher got in the secondary, there's nobody there.
Point after conversion now. Lucas Larson, who has been lights out so far this season, 20 for 20, gets the snap. Hold from Isaiah Butte is up, and the kick is up and good. Just like that, 21 seconds into a football game, and Mishawaka draws first blood. 73-yard run on the quarterback keeper by Brady Fisher. Mishawaka 7, Warsaw no score. You're in 2 with Mishawaka Caveman football on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Back to a fever pitch Steel Stadium. Scott Bovenkirk. I did not expect that start.
No, but Mishawaka has started fast in every game. Let's see what happens with this kickoff.
Lucas Larson will put one high, put it deep, back at the 7-yard line, fielded on the run up to the 10, 15, 20, 25, and then Bottle Pigs up at the 30-yard line is the Mishawaka special teamers. And that kick return for Warsaw will set the Tigers up now with Tristan Wilson on that kick return. So, good field position for Warsaw. They immediately find themselves down 7-0, but I assure you there will be no panic from that Warsaw coaching staff.
No, they're still in their game plan, still plenty of time. It's just a little bit more uphill, but nothing's going to change with the Warsaw offense. Warsaw is different than Mishawaka in that they will play a lot more formations than what Mishawaka does. They will try and fool you with formations.
Quinton Brock, the sophomore, as quarterback, will give it away to their fullback and their bread and butter runner and bread and butter of their offense, fullback Reed Zollinger. He's 5'8", 195-pound senior, rushed for 315 yards a year ago. He was an understudy to a very experienced fullback in the offense last year, but one thing that has Warsaw snake-bit the last couple of seasons is starting quarterback injuries. This year, they lost starting quarterback Drew Sullivan, to a Game 1 injury at Michigan City. And since then, this sophomore, Quentin Brock, has been the man. And Brock, the sophomore, will hand it away again to Reed Zollinger. Zollinger will bust forward from the 33 up to the 35, maybe the 34-yard line. We'll call it a pickup of 2. It's second down and 6, just underway. Or check that, third down and 6, my apologies. Third down here at the 10:50 mark in our opening frame. Tigers going from right to left and or shooting from south to north. They're in their white travel jerseys with the orange numerals, black pants, black helmets, and numerals on the side of the helmet. Under center, quick drop, turning, looking, firing, right side, pass is complete, and a first down by Grady Nolan from the split end position. With a real quick hitter there by Quentin Brock, who threw a laser to Grady Nolan, just his second reception of the year. That picks up a first down, and tonight's first down brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage. First and 10, Tigers of Warsaw, 10:15 in our opening frame. Now, man on the backfield, that is Lucas Ransbottom. Watch for him. He is dangerous as a runner, but in particular as a pass catcher as well. Not that Warsaw throws it all that often. Inside handoff, there is nothing there. Mishawaka defense up to the challenge with the LOD look. And Quentin Brock is lucky he did not have that football taken away from him. In fact, I think one of the offensive linemen ended up coming up with a loose football.
Yeah, I think the Mishawaka defense had such penetration that time that they tackled the fullback and the quarterback at the same time.
So a loss of 1 on the play, second down and 11, 9:33, clock ticking here in our opening period. Mishawaka on the opening snap rushed 73 yards for a Brady Fisher touchdown to give the Cavemen the early 7-0 lead. Option pitch. They'll swing it near side. It is Ransbottom. He'll be flushed outside and run out of bounds right past midfield. A whole host of Caveman defenders around, including the leading tackler, and a position change for this young man, Jackson Snyder. Caveman shuffling the cards a bit on the defense tonight. Warsaw very run heavy. They're going, instead of their traditional 3-man front or a 3-4-4 look, they're going with a 4-4-3 look and bringing John Cohen, Keith Scheiko, Jason Martin, and Carmine Orozco in the starting lineup up front, moving Jackson Snyder, a linebacker, back into the secondary as the lone free safety. Option pitch. Brock out to the far right side. Ethan Egoff bottled up. It'll be thrown down outside the 45-yard line. A loss in the play of about 4. Great pursuit by the Caveman defense. Ethan Egoff, a 6'2 junior, who's rushed for only 10 times this year. They were anticipating in that formation that very play, and great pursuit. Sets up Warsaw now with a 4th down and 10 on the lost yardage play.
Yeah, great job on the pitch. They covered the fullback, they covered the quarterback, and they swarmed to the pitch for a loss of about 4 yards.
Punt formation here. Mason Smythe averaging 32 yards per kick. He's only punted 4 times this year, and he puts a dandy up in the air. Mishawaka not showing a return, and this ball will trickle all the way back to the 1. Great save right on the goal line, and they'll knock it back from almost going into a touchback mode out to about the 3-yard line. Great special teams punt, and special teams covered by the Warsaw Tigers, and in particular punter Mason Smythe.
46-yard punt, no return.
Mishawaka will have to go a lengthy road if they are to come up with a touchdown or any kind of score here. They do lead at 7-0. We welcome you to our coverage of high school football, brought to you by Midland Engineering, School City of Mishawaka, and the Mishawaka Education Foundation. Throughout the night, Matt Embry back in our studios will keep us updated on other Northern Lakes Conference games, as well as scores from around the area. But those other games from the NLC include Northridge at Wawasee, Plymouth at Northwood, and Concord tonight is at Goshen.
Brian, one thing different from the 4-yard line, it doesn't make any difference to this offense. They're going to run the same thing.
It'll be a handoff to the fullback. And right up the middle it is Novell Miller. Again, the workhorse in this offense with 78 carries, although just 7 over the last 2 weeks. Last week, he also caught his first touchdown of his career. In fact, first pass reception of his career, a 31-yarder in the big win down at Plymouth. Gain of only 1 on the Miller first touch of the football tonight. 2nd and 9 at the 5. Fisher under center, takes the snap. Quick hitter, fullback again. He'll blast off right tackle, and he'll surge forward to about the 7-yard line for a short pickup of 2. Up front for the Cavemen, the starting lineup brought to you by McAdoo's Family Restaurant. Hey, start your day tomorrow with breakfast the McAdoo's way. At McAdoo's Lincoln Way East, Mishawaka. Eddie Rodriguez starts at center, 5'10", 225-pound senior. Matt Willis and Ethan Williams getting the starts at guard. Willis, 5'11", senior, 250-pounder. Ethan Williams, 6'3", 300 pounds. He's a senior. And on the ends, left and right, Aiden Brooks and Carmine Orozco, respectively. They are the Cavemen offensive tackles. 7:07, clock briskly moving here in the first quarter. Mishawaka leading 7-zip, but facing third down and 7 now. Fisher fakes it, keeps it, tries to surge outside. This time it is well bottled up by the Warsaw defense. The Tigers come away with the football, but the officials say that Fisher, the quarterback for the Cavemen, was marked down on the play. So little or no gain on that. It'll be punting time for Mishawaka.
No gain.
Yeah, that was the same play as Brady scored on the first play of the game. They ran triple option left. He faked the fullback, kept the ball, but penetration by the defensive line of Warsaw couldn't get anything going.
Ethan Bryce hustling in from the near sideline. Warsaw will send one individual back for that punt return. That will be Daler Davia. And Lucas Larson, standing about 7 yards deep in his own end zone, gets a good snap. Wobbly kick, angles to the near sideline, takes a Warsaw hop at the 45-yard line, and then surges back inside the 40 to around the 38-yard line. Good kick by Lucas Larson. Didn't get a friendly bounce, however, but on the punt, no return. And Warsaw, as they flip the field on the special teams punt earlier, and then the change of possessions, they have flipped the field and start with good field position here. 5:58 first quarter from Steel Stadium.
29-yard punt, no return.
When's the last time we saw back-to-back punts, both, in 2 possessions?
And especially from these two teams. Certainly not very often.
So Warsaw goes back to work with sophomore quarterback Quinton Brock under center. He will send a man in motion. They'll give it to the fullback. No, fake it to the fullback, and the sophomore Brock pulls it from the fullback, Zollinger, and runs it off right side past the 35 up to the 33-yard line, a gain of about 4. Up front for Warsaw and their flexbone offense, their offensive line has Aiden Williamson at center, 5'9", 225. Cameron Coffin and Ivan Ponce are the guards. Ponce 6'1", 225 and a junior. Kaufman is 6'1", 220-pound. He, too, is the 11th grader. Wyatt Dawson and Chase Carl round out the offensive line at tackles. Sweep near side. Bottled up is Ransbottom, and he is thrown down just right around the 38-yard line, just outside the 40, and a loss of yardage on the play.
Great play by Jack Troyer.
Troyer tonight, instead of his normal secondary spot, playing at a linebacker position. That Caveman defense again shuffling from a normal 3-4 look to a 4-4-3 tonight. And now Warsaw with a 3rd and 10 play upcoming. They will employ 2 wideouts, 1 left, 1 right, 2 wings, now man in motion. Straight drop, back to pass, throwing to the intended receiver to the far right-hand side. That would be Grady Nolan, but the ball was thrown where he was instead of where he was going, and it was thrown behind him incomplete, so it'll be 4th down. And let's see what the Tigers determine here, what their play call is going to be on 4th and 10. You try to pin the Cavemen again, or do you take a shot at based on, you've got decent field position now, although 4th and 10 at the 37.
Yeah, we saw this many years with Bart. Once you're in the plus territory, you can pretty much count on it to be 4-down territory. Now a timeout.
Warsaw is going to go for it on 4th and 10, but before we continue, a timeout taken by the Tigers. We will do the same here on the radio and the Mishawaka Network. 4:44 to play in our opening frame. First quarter, Mishawaka 7, Warsaw no score. We break for this timeout on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
The Mishawaka Education Foundation.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Second century of quality roofing experience on 96.1 The Ton.
On the U.S. Sidecrafters scoreboard, a couple of NLC updates. These are all 7-0 games. Wawa Seed leading Northridge, Northwood at home leading Plymouth, and Concord up by a touchdown early on Goshen. Again, all those games 7-0 first quarter. After the Warsaw timeout, the Tigers facing 4th and 10, and now will reboot their thinking process, and Mason Smythe will drop back into punt formation. Lobbing, snap. He will kick it kind of off the side of his foot and angle it to the far sideline. It'll take a great Warsaw bounce around the 15, and then it'll settle down right around the 10-yard line. So Mason Smythe, for the second time tonight, has put some very impressive kicking skills to work.
Yeah, only a 27-yard punt.
That's okay.
But it lays dead at the 10-yard line. What you're trying to do is, obviously, you want to get it as close to the goal line without the touchback. And for a high school player right now, that's a great punt.
So field position as the field was flipped on the first punt by the Tigers. Mishawaka, who scored on the first snap of the game, and saw quarterback Brady Fisher go 73 yards for a TD. Cavemen were basically held to no yardage on the second possession. Let's see how they make any adjustments, or let's see how they fare in possession number 3.
Still in that 6-man front.
Fisher gives it fullback way, and Norvell Miller will get to the line of scrimmage, and he will be bottled up for very, very little gain. That defense for Warsaw, they run with Mason Gabrick, Nate Rosas, and Isaac Beam. They are 2 seniors and a junior on that front defensive 3, although they're bringing linebackers up, and basically you got a 6-man front. The secondary is loaded with junior talent, and 3 out of 4 starters at linebacker are seniors, and an inside play. They will pass it back, and long up for grabs. It is incomplete, coming to the near side, intended for Trey Thomas on a 2nd down and 9 play. Cavemen certainly proved the last couple of weeks they can throw the football.
Wanted to go deep to Trey Thomas on the fade down the sideline, but they had an arc released by Bryce, and he was wide open. I'm sure the coaches sitting next to me saw that. They will come back to that later, I'm sure.
So now 2nd, making it 3rd down on the incompletion. Fisher back under center. He will employ a wide out to the far left and a wide out near right-hand side. Wingman in motion. He will fake to the fullback. Brady Fisher tries to slide out to the right-hand side. Nothing happened in there because there was defense from Isaac Beam and Rosas in there to trip him up for no gain, maybe a yard if anything. It'll be 4th down and plenty time again for the Cavemen.
On 3rd and long, they shifted from the 6-man front to the 5-man front, gave them an extra defender in pass defense, but Mishawaka had that play blocked at the point of attack. It was backside penetration that took down Fisher.
Taylor Vilema is back to return the punt, standing just inside the 45-yard line, just a yard shy of the end zone. Oh, bobbled snap. Lucas Larson, though, kicked it away with basically no approach. Kind of a sidewinder that kicked off the side of his foot. He did get a friendly Mishawaka bounce, however, and will come down, finally touched by a K-Man special teamer right at the 30-yard line. That was almost a 9-1-1 play based on the snap.
That might be the best 19-yard punt he's ever had in his life.
Getting it away from that goal line, but Warsaw again will start with tremendous field position. They trail those 7-0. The Tigers 5-0 on the season. And the Cavemen here at 4-1, but most importantly, both of the clubs are 3-0 in the Northern Lakes Conference. So under center, the sophomore will hand to the fullback and Zollinger. Brock to Reed Zollinger. Zollinger is put together at 5'8", 195, but he is not someone you're going to do the eye test and go, oh, wow, look how tall or how big he is, but he is just a bulldog.
is a football player.
Football player. And again, rushed the ball 45 times last week and has carried the ball 136 times on the season. That last game for just about a yard, 2nd and 9 Warsaw. They'll send a man in motion. Fullback fake, quarterback keeper around the right end, and Quentin Brock is hit by a Mack truck, a.k.a. a Mishawaka defender, as he stopped right around the 26-yard line. A gain of about 4. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 6. 3rd and 6. This big play here for the Tigers at 2 minutes to go, first quarter.
I would say this is definitely 4-down territory for Warsaw.
Tigers also have a great kicker in Mason Smythe, not just punting, but also kicking the ball. Brock under center, and before we continue, a timeout taken by Keith Kinder, and the Mishawaka came-in. He come darting from the sideline. They, on the defensive side, did not like what they saw. So we'll take a break. Timeout Mishawaka, 1:46 to play. First quarter of action. Upcoming, a big 3rd down play for Warsaw. Mishawaka leading the Tigers 7-0. We're back in 30 seconds on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
Hi, this is Kathy from McAdoo's. Thanks for dining local with us.
We're good at Matt's one-car, two-bedroom apartment with a home office/home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen/art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the 2-car garage/rehearsal space insurance.
Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Yeah, Warsaw came out with a split end, and I don't think he was covered, so that's what caused a little bit of the confusion.
Brock, the sophomore, will send a man in motion. Give it to the fullback straight up the center stage, and nothing fancy there for Reed Zollinger. And he will,
it's going to be short,
pick up maybe about 2 or 3, about 3 yards, but it's going to be 4th and a long 2 or a very, very short 3. We'll call it 4th and 2. At 1:26 to go in this opening frame, and Warsaw with no huddle going right back at it here. Under center, Brock will send a man in motion. That is Reedsecker. Now back under center as he stepped away for a moment, trying to maybe draw the caveman off sides. Fake of the handoff. No, actually he gave the football to the fullback Zollinger. Good fake there by Brock, and Reed Zollinger with the run up the middle gets it to the 20, and Caveman fans not happy with that spot, but it'll be a first down, sponsored by Kevin Putz, the First Midwest Mortgage. First down for the Tigers of Warsaw.
Made the first down, but not by much. Just on the other side of the 20-yard line.
Well, some of the officials that paid their way in tonight thought there might have been a necessity for a chain gang employment.
No yellow line in high school football. We don't get that opportunity like we do on Saturdays.
Yeah, 2 men in motion right there, and there was no penalty flag down in the play as Warsaw went to work with the offensive snap. There were two wingmen.
Brian, I'm not sure they were in motion. I think both of them left at the snap of the ball. I hope that's
nobody else moved.
I hope no. Well, I hope that's what happened.
Either way, a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 Tigers as the Warsaw is on the march, trying to tie this football game. Inside again, Zollinger. And Zollinger will get stopped right at the 15-yard line, of gain of 1. And now 3rd down, 3rd and 4 for Warsaw, and the final play there in that first quarter. So 12 minutes are in the books. A big play, 73-yard, is the difference. The run by Brady Fisher gave the Cavemen the lead that they hold down through 12 minutes of football. 7-0 Mishawaka. First place on the line of the North Lakes Conference. Warsaw, Mishawaka, Cavemen, and the Tigers. Second quarter action next. Stay tuned right here. 96.1 The Ton at the Mishawaka Network.
Looking for a better way to save?
Hello, Mishawaka fans. This is Superintendent Stevens here to tell you about our Mishawaka Parent Group. The MPG has the purpose of promoting partnerships with parents, teachers, school administration, and the community to enhance the educational environment for Mishawaka schools. Our parent group partners with Mishawaka Athletics to put on elementary sports. And they're always looking for volunteers to help with high school football game concessions. If you'd like to join or volunteer, feel free to email Mishawaka Parent Group at gmail.
We turn the page to quarter number 2 along with Scott Boberkirk. I'm Brian Miller. 7-0 Mishawaka after 1. Down to a sideline report from the Mishawaka Network's Brady Gallo.
Thanks, Brian. I mean, I think we were all kind of caught off guard by that Brady Fisher run. But ever since then, it's been kind of what we expected. Not a lot of yardage, not a lot of first downs, just heavy, what's the word, hard-nosed football?
Little smash-mouth football,
Smash-mouth football, that's what I was looking for. And you brought up Warsaw's running back. The word I would use to describe him is football guy. Just a little undersized, but just willpower gets him through it.
Rough and tough, that would be Reed Zollinger, who's had a great first quarter of play. And thank you, Brady, for that update down on the sidelines. Is now under center. Quentin Brock continues, and they will keep it on the inside and try to slide it outside left. And the run there by Zollinger. About the first time we've seen him kick it to the outside bowl and go outside the tackles. But on a 3rd down and 4 play, picks up a couple, and now 4th and 2. And a very good special teams weapon, Mason Smythe, will enter this contest. Smythe is 7 of 9 this year in field goals, 14 of 14 in point after conversions. So needless to say, he's really good is an understatement. Taylor Havalama will hold in this 3-point field goal attempt. They will tee it up at the 19-yard line, so a 29-yard attempt here. Just underway in period number 2. Good snap, good hold. The kick has plenty of distance, and the kick is good. Mason Smythe coming through on a 4th and 2 play, nailing the lengthy field goal to pull Warsaw within 4. Time out of the field, 11:08 to play here in our first half. Mishawaka 7, Warsaw 3. You're in 2 with K-Ben Football.
Community, collaboration, teamwork. This is what local means to TLCU Financial. In our community, everyone plays a part, and we're here to play ours. As a credit union, it's what we do. Welcome to TLCU Financial and bank like a local.
Hi, I'm Vicki. To become a member, visit us at tlcufinancial.org or stop in at our Mishawaka branch across from John Young Middle School. Your credit union, your way.
Indiana Conference football, Penn leading Mishawaka Marion 14, or check that 13-0, while Concord at Goshen leads the Redhawks 14-zip. Back here with Scott Boberkirk, I'm Brian Miller. Warsaw with the field goal makes it a 7-3 contest. What have your thoughts on this first 13 minutes of football?
Remember Warsaw had a kicker a few years back that went to Missouri. He just set a Southeast Conference record with a 61-yard walk-off field goal. So they've got a few good kickers in Warsaw.
Smythe will hammer this one down into the corner, and it will just before the pylon go out of bounds for a penalty. So Mishawaka will start 1st and 10.
That's a great break for Mishawaka.
That was a great kick, other than it went out of bounds. Again, just right about the 2-yard line. Instead, Mishawaka will bring it out to the 35.
Ryan, I think Mishawaka has to be happy after the bobbled snap / 19-yard punt to be able to hold Warsaw to a field goal, come out of there only giving up 3. I think Mishawaka's defense has to feel pretty good.
I would have to agree with you. And now they will go to work, and maybe that kick out of bounds kind of has helped flip the field in a reverse order for Warsaw and gets Mishawaka out of their the shadow of their end zone.
After the touchdown, Mishawaka has started at their own 4 and their own 11. This is
time
their best starting position.
You betcha, 35-yard line, and it is a fullback blast for Novell Miller. He will surge off the right side of the K-Ben offensive line behind Carmine Orozco and Matt Willis and push forward for 4 yards. 2nd down and 6. 10:55 to go here in our opening half of football. A very brisk moving first quarter. And no surprise between the front runners in the Northern Lakes Conference. Undefeated Warsaw and 4-1 Mishawaka. Both schools 3 wins, no losses in NLC action. And certainly Warsaw's impressive win over Northwood opened a lot of eyes on how good this Tiger club can be. On second down, man in motion, that is Ethan Bryce. Fullback blast up the middle, and just shy of the first down is Novell Miller. As Miller needed to get past the 45, dumped to the 44. A pickup of 4. It'll be 3rd and 1, Cavemen.
2 carries, 9 yards, leaves them with 3rd and 1.
Brady Fisher will quickly bring his troops to the line of scrimmage. Mishawaka, as we changed ends in the second quarter, going right to left. Caden Smith, a man in motion, and I think that motion might have drawn one of the Warsaw defenders offside. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, I think what happened was that one of the linebackers from Warsaw wanted to come up and try and draw a Caveman lineman offside by faking a stunt, and what he did is he stepped into the neutral zone, and in high school football you can't do that.
Ron Kindred wide out to the near side. Trey Thomas wide out far right. Caden Smith man in motion, and he is the decoy while the inside handoff goes to the fullback Novell Miller, who went a yard or two, then kind of leaped over a pile and picks up about 3. 2nd and 7. Trey Thomas getting the start tonight at split end. He had an acrobatic catch in week 2 at Penn and had a couple really, really nice catches over the last few weeks. He's quite a weapon in his athleticism, catchability, and at some point tonight, we saw one pass go to Trey Thomas's way. Watch out for him here sometime yet before the end of this night. Brady Fisher fakes the fullback handoff, kind of slips, lost his footing, still able to fall forward and get a yard or two of momentum up to the 48-yard line, or check that, about the 46-yard line rather, where it'll be 3rd down for Mishawaka. Fisher's feet seem like they kind of hit a soft spot in the grass.
Yeah, I was down on the field ahead of time, and to be honest with you, Brian, the field is in great shape at this point of the season. Remember, it is a grass turf, and at some point, Mishawaka does have to do some practicing on it, so it's beat up a little bit more than normal.
Miller, the fullback. Smith in motion. They'll go fullback blast up the gut, and 2 on the jersey. That would be Novell Miller. Surging right from the line of scrimmage, Aiden Brooks leading the blocking core. And needing about 4, he got about 3. We're now at 4th down. 4th and 1. 8 minutes to go before halftime. This is a big play for Keith Kinder and the Cavemen.
Yeah, it's a position where typically you would say, hey, listen, 1 yard, this isn't a big deal. But this Warsaw defense has been outstanding all year.
They're averaging only 10 points per game given up in their 5-0 start. Fisher takes a snap. Quarterback quick keeper, as he had a quick cadence in the line of scrimmage. And that might have boded very, very well for Mishawaka as they surge forward to the 41. And I do believe picks up a Mishawaka first down. Let's wait till they spot the football. And now I believe they're going to ask the chain gang to come in for some assistance. Let's wait and see.
It's not the greatest of spots right now.
I would agree.
Tell you. They are going to give them the first down.
Brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage. Hey, fans, if you're in the market to buy, sell, or refinance your mortgage, give Kevin Putz a call at 287-1152. First down, Mishawaka.
Yeah, I thought he had it easily. This line judge came running in, and I thought where he spotted it, and then where the ball was placed, it was like, uh-oh. This is a little closer than what I thought.
Ethan Bryce is lined up as a slot to the far right. Caden Smith will switch ends, go from left to a right halfback. And wide out to the far right is Trey Thomas. Inside hand, big hole. Broken tackle 1, and surging forward past the 35 to the 33. Novell Miller with a pickup of 7.
Ran a little belly with the fullback. What that means is that Fisher is going to reverse out, hand the ball to Miller a little deeper, and it allows him to pick his hole.
They picked right.
He chose wisely.
7-3 Mishawaka leading, 6:22 and counting here in our second quarter from Steel Stadium. With Scott Bovekirk, I'm Brian Miller, and Brady Gallo of the Mishawaka Network with our sideline reports tonight and all season long. Handoff, fullback blast off left side, and Novell Miller surges past the 30 up to about the 28-yard line. Should be another K-Band first down. You gotcha. Another first down brought to you by Kevin Putza, First Midwest Mortgage.
That time it was just the straight outside veer. Going to go a little wider with the play and read the defensive end of Warsaw.
So Rosas, Gabrick,
unbalanced line.
On beam will be joined with three of the linebackers right on the front line of scrimmage defensively for Warsaw. Turning, handing off deep in the backfield to the fullback. Brady Fisher gives to Novell Miller, and Miller will be stopped after a short gain of about 2. It will be second down for the K-Band.
Mishawaka given, and we got somebody down.
So athletic trainer Hannah Hess and her staff will have their first responsibility as far as on-field responsibilities of the night. We want to remind you fans, to win in sports, you have to adapt to your strategy as the game changes. The same is true in the world of investment. Edward Jones advisor Ryan Watson can help. Call him today at 675-0168, 675-0168, or stop by his office. That would be Ryan Watson, Edward Jones, McKinley in Osceola. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Well, they're still putting some attention towards the injured K-Band. Good news is, whoever that is being helped up and now will be escorted to the near sideline. That is center Eddie Rodriguez. Now he'll get some assistance from a couple of teammates who will come out. Tyler Moust, one of those young men who will come out and lend a hand. And now the offensive line will need to shuffle just a bit. Let's see who takes over at the center position for Mishawaka. They've been running with Eddie Rodriguez at center and Matt Willis, Ethan Williams at the guard positions. Williams does the long snapping, so be curious to see if he steps in at center or how they will handle this.
Center quarterback exchange is really, really important in this offense. It's all about timing.
K-Band checking the armbands. Trevor Wendt has joined the offensive line out there, a starter earlier in the season. And it looks like Wendt will settle in as the center now. Brady Fisher will settle in, gets a perfect snap, takes the fullback fake, keeps it himself, around the right side, down to the 10, down to the 5, end zone, touchdown K-Band. What a great read by Brady Fisher. And the K-Band come up big on that second down play, and they add to their lead. It's 13-3.
We always talk about answering, Brian. Warsaw just kicked a field goal. What are you going to do now to answer? And Mishawaka goes 65 yards in 11 plays and 10 plays, and Fisher goes 26 yards for a touchdown.
The K-Men push the lead back up to 10, and now extra point attempt for Lucas Larson. Isaiah Butte will hold. Good snap, good hold. Larson, the right-footed soccer-style kicker, will kick it up, and it is good. Timeout on the field, 4:48 to go here in our first half from Steel Stadium. And our score, Mishawaka 14, Warsaw 3. You're into with Mishawaka K-Men football here on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
A couple of updates for you in the Northern Lakes Conference on the USI Crafter scoreboard. second quarter action down in Syracuse. Wawa C maybe a bit of a surprise, leading Northridge by a count of 7-0. Down in Napanee, that's where these Mishawaka Cavemen will be next week at Northwood High School's Andrews Field. Northwood on the home turf tonight against Plymouth, leading 14-zip second quarter. And now in the second quarter in the Maple City of Goshen, Concord leads the Redhawks by 21-0 lead. Here, Mishawaka with an impressive drive, 10 plays, 65 yards, as Scott Bovenkirk alluded to before the break. They score. Justin Fisher with the 26-yard gallop, and it's 14-3. And now a Lucas Larson kick fielded at the 5 by Warsaw. Brought forward to the 10. 15, shake and bake move to the 20, and spinning forward to the 25-yard line is Grady Nolan. Good kick return there for the Tigers, and they will go to work 1st and 10.
Yeah, good kick, good coverage. Remember, Keith talked during his conversation with you, Brian, about how he wants to be aggressive in the kicking game. So you kind of hold your breath every time they tee that ball up. You don't know if it's going to be the onside kick, the squibber, but both times they've kicked the ball deep and had good coverage.
I think it's a tribute to Lucas Larson, the fact that you don't have to get cute every time because he's gotten better with leg strength and accuracy from where he was a year ago.
You're exactly right, and they've also had a lot of different change-ups on video that Warsaw has to keep honest.
Quentin Brock at quarterback. He continues the sophomore starter there. He took over in week number 1 after starter Drew Sullivan went down with an injury, which is the second consecutive year the starting quarterback has gone down for Warsaw. So they have really had a carousel of starting quarterbacks just over the last couple of years. And you know what? They have not missed many beats. They were 8-3 last year and off to a great 5-0 start so far this year. Brock's handoff to Zollinger picked up a yard. 2nd down and 9. Brock with the handoff again to the fullback, and Zollinger right up center stage will get 1 more yard. It'll be 3rd down and 8. We're at 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go here in our first half.
Brian, if you're going to run the quarterback, you better have 2.
And a timeout taken on the field. I'm not sure who called the timeout.
I think Mishawaka.
Mishawaka hoping to not allow too much time to tick off here, so burning the timeout maybe to save another possession, possibly before halftime. Remember that
we're under 4 minutes.
Yep, that focus of 8 minutes. The last 4 of the second quarter and the first 4 of the third quarter have certainly been a big, big key. Let's talk about these two schools just a bit as Warsaw come in 5-0, averaging 24 points offensively per game. They've been giving up only 10 points defensively per contest. A 6A school, by far the largest school in the Northern Lakes Conference, with an enrollment of 2,096. The Cavemen, meanwhile, entering tonight have averaged 35 points per game offensively, giving up just 15 points defensively, with an enrollment of 1,603. So upcoming now 3rd down for Warsaw. It looks like about 3rd and 8. And on 3rd down this year, Warsaw is 41%. While Mishawaka defensively is 42%.
Last time they were in 3rd and long, they threw the slant on 1/3 complete. On the other 3rd and long, they threw incomplete.
Nolan wide here to the near right-hand side. Under center is Brock. Takes a snap. Option, looking right side, tries to get outside, and nothing happening there. They use the fullback fake to Zollinger, and Brock trying to sweep to the outside. Gets a yard or 2, but well short of the 1st down. So that'll be 4th down Warsaw. A gain of 2 makes it 4th and 6. And Warsaw, who is 50% on the year in 4th down situations, they will settle back into punt formation. And now another timeout taken by Mishawaka. We will take a break. 3:42 to play here in our first half with our score. Mishawaka 14, Warsaw 3. You're in 2 with Mishawaka K-Band football on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Stay tuned. The Mishawaka Education Foundation halftime report is coming up at the break. That's not far away. We're at 3:42 to play here in period number 2 with the Hall of Famer Scott Bobekirk. I'm Brian Miller. So after the caveman timeout defensively, Mason Smythe will settle back in punt formation. He's done a great job with kicks. Nobody back deep to return this for Mishawaka. And Smythe will put his toe to it. He will send one high. He will send it deep. It'll take a kind of a neutral bounce right around the 28, 29-yard line. Then that's where it is immediately touched by one of the Warsaw Tigers special teamers that was hustling upfield, I believe Ethan Egoff. But they will mark the ball where it was touched at the 29-yard line, hash mark right. And now Mishawaka will go to work. 1st and 10, 3:33 to go before halftime, although the Cavemen have no timeouts remaining.
42-yard punt. That's an excellent punt in high school.
Yeah, I think there's some NFL and college teams that would take that, at least from what I've watched through the first few weeks of the college football season.
I would have to agree.
So Mishawaka will employ their offensive unit, their A squad that the last couple of weeks have only seen 2 quarters of action, but they are ready for a 4-quarter bout here tonight with Warsaw. First place on the line in the Northern Lakes Conference. So after the timeout, on the possession change is a fake to the fullback, Odell Miller, outside left, and then cutting back towards the middle, Brady Fisher, and he'll get 11 past the 40 for a Mishawaka first down. Actually, a gain of 12. First down, Cavemen, brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage.
Warsaw still in their 5-2 defense, cover 2, anticipating Mishawaka to throw the ball in the last 3.5 minutes. Mishawaka came out with the quarterback on the second leg of the option, and a nice game.
Kindred and Thomas are the receivers, left and right respectively. Brady Fisher, pitch sweep, cuts back to the right, throws downfield, got a man! It's Ethan Bryce, Bryce to the 40, breaks a tackle, to the 30, cut back to the middle, 20, down to the 10, down to the 5, drags the defender, touchdown! Touchdown Mishawaka! What a run by Ethan Bryce!
59 yards.
What a run after the catch. A perfectly thrown ball going opposite direction of the sweep and momentum. Throwing back against the grain was Brady Fisher. He threw a bullseye. Ethan Bryce, Fisher's 8th touchdown pass of the season. And now Lucas Larson will try to add the point after conversion. Wow, what a play.
Mishawaka does a lot of play action. Obviously, they have to. They're a running football team. They started the sweep one way. Fisher booted to the right. They've shown that a lot this year. But what they haven't shown is the throwback, and they did that. And now Warsaw jumps offside. Let's see if the offense comes back out.
Warsaw started out before the point after conversion by stunning, moving, and shuffling players around the offense, or defensive line rather. Mishawaka countered, and then as Mishawaka got settled in, they went with a long snap count. And ultimately, Warsaw a bit undisciplined there, called for the penalty. So now, with the move of the football up to the 1.5-yard mark, looks like the Cavemen will go for a 2-point conversion.
Yep, looks like it.
20-3-hour tally. But man, oh man, what a play. Brady Fisher to Ethan Bryce. Bryce's 2nd touchdown reception through the air. He's had a rushing touchdown, and now a 2-point conversion is failed, no good.
Yep.
Cavemen tried to go for that 2-pointer, and they are failed on that attempt, trying to take advantage of the Warsaw penalty. But nonetheless, timeout on the field. 2:46 to play in our first half. First place on the line in the Northern Lakes Conference. Mishawaka 20, Warsaw 3. We're back with 2:46 to play before halftime. After this timeout, we turn to 96.1 The Ton and here on the Mishawaka Network. Larson with the approach. He'll put the right foot to it. He'll kick it high and to the 10-yard line. Fielded there to the 15, 20, 25, and surging forward to the 27-yard line is the kick return man, Daler Velima, for the Warsaw Tigers. The Warsaw will go to work trailing by 17. 2:41 to go.
Brian, going back to that touchdown pass, the boot to the right, the throw back to Bryce was something they hadn't showed all year. Wide open. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch, but the run was phenomenal. As you said, broke 2 or 3 tackles. Warsaw defenders trying to smash the ball out of his arms and must have carried at least 4 into the end zone. A great effort.
Under center, Warsaw sophomore starting QB. That will be Quentin Brock, giving to Reed Zollinger. And Zollinger will bust it off left tackle past the 30, up to the 32-yard line, a gain of 4, maybe 5. As the clock rolls at 2:27 before halftime. Warsaw with 2 timeouts remaining, as they will go to work looking for some sort of points here before intermission. Cavemen right now settling in with a 4-down lineman. Inside handoff again. Zollinger, the fullback, will bulldoze his way forward to the 35, a gain of 4 more. And 3rd down and a very short 2 at 2 minutes to play in this first half. Mishawaka leading 20-3. Warsaw, more or less a no huddle look, will hustle to the line of scrimmage. Brock will send a man in motion, look to the outside, but actually the inside run nets the first down, and then at the 40-yard line they'll advance the chains. Let's see if Warsaw takes a timeout. No, they're not. I thought for a moment they might burn a timeout there, but they're going to go to work as Mishawaka rotating players in and out on the defensive side. Trey Dunning, Isaiah Butte subbing out. Cavemen right now with 6 men up on the defensive line. 1:21 to play here in our first half. And now 1st and 10, Warsaw. Straight drop, rolling right. Brock sets up, throws downfield, has a man, and it's deflected at the last minute by Trey Thomas defensively. Thomas and Justin Snyder were step for step with the intended receiver, Grady Nolan, but Trey Thomas got a fingertip on it and knocked it out incomplete.
Nolan had a step. The ball was thrown just slightly underthrown, which allowed Thomas to get his hand on it. You know, you tell your defenders in this point of the game, don't get the ball thrown over your head, and then they slam the fullback at you 17 times. So it's
easier said than done. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. It's not hard to fall asleep.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, a penalty flag down against Warsaw. They are penalized for an illegal man downfield, ineligible man downfield. So a penalty against Warsaw will cost them 5 yards and take the football from the 40 back to the Warsaw 35-yard line. It's between the hash marks with 67 seconds to go before halftime. Tigers trailing with the football 20-3. Mishawaka with the lead. Under center is Brock. Waits for the signal count. Steps back, rolls to the left. Tries that little quarterback option. Thought about a pitch. He kept it instead and got the penalized yardage back to the 40-yard line. And we're at 1 minute to go here in the second period.
It's like we used to tell our corners. You got the pitch on the option responsibility. But, oh, by the way, you got the deep third.
Under center is Brock. Sends a man in motion. He'll roll to the near right, put on the brakes, tries to cut back. Penalty flag down on the play. 1 and 2 blocks that were broken.
I think
and a stop there by
be a face mask, Brian.
Keith Scheiko on the stop defensively. Keith Scheiko getting the starting defensive tackle with Jason Martin, John Cohen, and Carmine Orozco. Cavemen linebacking core tonight included Camden Putz at inside LB, Xavier Juarez at outside linebacker, Jack Troyer moving into a linebacker spot tonight for the secondary along with Ken Clemente, That's the foursome of LBs, and then the secondary is just a three-pack tonight with Jaden Parker and Brady Newsom at quarterbacks with Jackson Snyder, the leading tackler on this K-Man defense, roaming and playing free safety. So another penalty against Warsaw. This one marches the Tigers back to the 30-yard line roughly. They'll officially mark it to 31, but now Bart Curtis and his Tiger club facing 2nd and 19. They still have 2 timeouts remaining. And down in front of us here, the officials, or at least 2 of the officiating crew, having a little mini session. Not sure what that might be about.
We're gonna bring in some other officials in this conference.
Hey fans, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than maybe thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs and deserves a little more attention, then simply call Edward Jones. They can help. Stop by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Ryan Watson's office next week and say hi and ask him about maybe your retirement future. Edward Jones, member SICP. It is Ryan Watson of Edward Jones, McKinley Highway in Osceola.
Well, now the conversation is with Keith Kinder at the numbers.
Does that mean like you explained to me, Lucy, what's going on?
I hope so. He definitely wants an explanation.
Because there was an ineligible man downfield on one penalty, and then there was a face mask penalty on the second yellow hanky, and I believe that's what they're discussing now.
Yeah, could be. Is ineligible downfield a loss of down?
One down marker has third on this side. The far digital down marker has second down, and the scoreboard in the south end zone here at Steel Stadium has second down. Maybe that's the question and conversation. But now the down markers show third. Oh, and now actually, okay, now they're shuffling it back to second. Well, wait a minute. One says 2, one says 3. Do we need to have another meeting? Well, if we play the American way majority rules, it's second down because one of the down markers and the scoreboard says second down.
Okay.
Did I confuse you even more? I'm confused.
I just watched that infamous 30 for 30 where Colorado beat Missouri with 5 downs on the last play. So, yeah, I'm well aware.
They're still trying to sort things out. The side official is talking with Bart Curtis. The near sideline judge earlier had a lengthy conversation with Mishawaka coach Keith Kinder. And now everyone's just kind of waiting for what's next. 34 seconds in the half. Mishawaka 20. And Warsaw 3, our score.
I think we've got third down all around.
All right. I see 3 threes. No, the scoreboard says second down.
The second.
Well, let's figure it's third down based on what the chain gang's showing us. Quarterback. Handoff. Fullback up the middle. Zollinger will surge forward for the first down. All right, check that. Back to the original line of scrimmage, rather. Out past the 40, dropped to the 41-yard line. A gain of about 9. And with 18 seconds, Warsaw not burning a timeout. Most likely we'll have the final snap of this first half of football.
They will receive the ball to start the second half.
Brady Nolan is a wideout near left-hand side. Play clock is down, and the game clock rather down to 2 seconds, 1 second, and you hear the horn in the background. So Warsaw satisfied with letting those final ticks run off the clock, and Mishawaka with an impressive stretch in the second quarter takes a close football game and surges it up to a 17-point lead. We're at halftime here from Steel Stadium on the campus of Mishawaka High School, and our score, Mishawaka 20, Warsaw 3. We invite you to stay tuned. Our postgame show is just around the corner. We will check.
Under the direction of Sarah Keene and Lily Schnapp, please welcome the Mishawaka dance team. The Mishawaka dance team. Now welcome back the marching caveman. This year we bring you the music of Foo Fighters. Tomorrow we take our show to Crown Point, Indiana for ISPA Festival Class Competition. First up tonight is Learn to Fly. Next is Times Like These. And finally, Monkey Wrench. Carly Sanchez, is your band ready? Marching cavemen, take the field. Let's hear it for the marching Cavemen.
At Bethel University, we're more than an academic institution. Students come to Bethel to be equipped for success in over 50 fields of study. Everyone at Bethel cares deeply about helping you prepare for what you were meant to do. Because we all believe you're meant to do incredible things for God's kingdom. At Bethel University, we see you, we know you, and we'll connect your passion with a pathway to impact the world for Christ. Be true, be blue, be you at Bethel University.
Hi, I'm Nate Zolman. In 1963, my father, Bud Zolman, began working in the tire and automotive service industry. After many years of hard work and dedication, he and my mother, Diane, founded Zolman's Tire in 1978, 45 years ago. Today, we have 8
Some see a student athlete working on a shot.
After all these years,
We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Hi, I'm Nate Zolman. In 1963, my father, Bud Zolman, began working in the tire and automotive service industry. After many years of hard work and dedication, he and my mother, Diane, founded Zolman's Tire in 1978, 45 years ago. Today, we have 8 retail locations and 3 commercial truck, tire, and diesel locations. After all these years, Zolman's is still going strong, serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Hello, Cavemen. It's Dr. Joe Winnett with Winnett Family Orthodontics. I'm excited to be a part of the Cavemen Athletics team. Our office offers Invisalign and braces for both children and adults. Call us for your complimentary consultation today. We take our business seriously, but our ultimate goal is to put a smile on your face. For more information, visit our website at www.winnetfamilyortho.com.
Thanks to all the administrators, teachers, parents, coaches, and mentors who have gone above and beyond to help our student athletes.
Lunch and wings, etc. means special prices on burgers, wings, wraps, and crackers. All week long. Now that's special. Whether I'm at work or on the go, I've always got one thing on my mind. And now I can order it all online.
It's now time for the fan of the game. Tonight's sponsor is Hacienda. Tonight's fan of the game is Ayla Kohler. Let's give Ayla a big round of applause. Head over to Hacienda at the Hummer Center for good food and a good time. Congratulations, Ayla.
Fans, thank you for supporting the Mishawaka Parents Group while you get your hot dogs, popcorn, Pepsi products, and more. Concession stands can be found under the stands in the tunnel on both the home and visitor sides.
Please do not loiter or congregate in the tunnels and be respectful of others. And be sure to pick up a fall sports program at any of the entrances. The sponsors in the program and on the video board help fund our Mishawaka teams, coaches, and student athletes. And remember to stop by the athletics table in Alumni Plaza to purchase your game day gear. You can also buy online at cavemansports.com. And let's wish a happy birthday to Brady Francis. We have some partial scores from around the area. In the NLC, Northridge 7, Wawasee 7, halftime. Northwood 28, Plymouth 0. Concord 28, Goshen 0, that's halftime. At halftime, Penn 27, Marion 6. At halftime, Elkhart 6, St. Joe nothing. Halftime, Riley. Gaylor, on the return. 26, Jackson Snyder on the tackle for the Cavemen. First down, Tigers.
They will start 1st and 10, officially marking the football at the Tiger 25-yard line.
Great coverage from Mishawaka. Anytime you can get your opponent to start inside the 25-yard line, that's good coverage.
So the Tigers in their travel white jerseys, black pants, black helmets, they will go from right to left and or from north to south here at Mishawaka Steel Stadium. Mishawaka leading 20-3. First snap of the second half, fullback fake, and quarterback Quinton Brock, the sophomore starter, tries to slide to the outside left, and he's bottled up after a very short gain of only one. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Just underway here in period number 3, the 10th ever meeting between the Cavemen and the Tigers. Mishawaka leads the all-time series 7 games to 2. The first meeting between these schools dating back to 1977. But since Mishawaka has joined the Northern Links Conference, Warsaw holds a 1-game-to-2 advantage and are winning 2 out of 3. And taking the snap from center, that is sophomore quarterback Quinton Brock. As he tries to slide to the outside, he is tripped up for a loss on the play.
Yeah, I think he was tripped up by his fullback. I think Mishawaka did a nice job attacking the fullback, forcing the quarterback a little deeper than he wanted to, and tripped over his feet.
So now
lost it 2.
Now on 3rd down, 3rd and 11 at the 10:50 mark here. Early stages of period 3. Big play here for the Tigers. Under center, quick drop, slant pass left, ball juggled and intercepted. Picked up by the Cavemen, brought back past the line of scrimmage and run out of bounds with the football. Mishawaka with the interception.
Now,
Trey Thomas with the pick.
Now, they tried to go back to the slant again. Great job by Trey Thomas. I believe it's an interception, but the official signaled incomplete. Now they are giving Mishawaka the ball. I think what happened was Trey was on his knee when he intercepted the ball, which makes him down.
So he cannot return it.
He cannot get up and return it, and the official gave an error in the signal. He knew what he wanted to signal. It was an interception.
So the Cavemen with the interception. Trey Thomas, who started at wideout tonight, getting some time in the secondary at quarterback, getting his second pick of the season. So Mishawaka will get the ball right back. They're looking to add their 17-point, 20-3 advantage. Brady Fisher will bring the troops forward, settling under center, taking the snap. Fullback blast off right side. Novell Miller will surge forward, and he will pick up about 8 yards and push the football up past the 30 to near the 25-yard line. Second and short. Cavemen, again, leading 20-3 and taking advantage of this interception and short field position to try to add to their advantage.
Novell's last series was successful. He starts out with an 8-yard gain.
Caden Smith, Ethan Bryce, they are the wingmen and the halfbacks on this set of downs. Fake to the fullback, quarterback keeper. Brady Fisher spins to the outside, still on his feet, although there are 3-4 white jerseys all around him. And Fisher needing just about a yard or two picks up the first down. Your PA announcer Mike Bresky in the background crediting Brady Fisher, the senior signal caller, with a 3-yard pickup. So a first down, and the chain gang will agree. First down, Mishawaka, sponsored by Kevin Putz, First Midwest Mortgage.
Brady Fisher's a big, tall kid, and he runs straight up and down. He is 6'3", 220, but he runs straight up and down. I wish sometimes that after he gets that yardage that he would get a little forward lean and not take the shots that he does.
Smith in motion, fake to the fullback, quarterback keeper. He will follow the fullback and the halfback around on the blocking side. And sweeping right for a gain of about 6 is Brady Fisher. He stopped at the 15-yard line, and now there's some extracurricular pushing and shoving going on right down in the trenches.
Don't want to see that now. You've got a lead. You've got a lead of 17 points. You've got the ball in your hand. Don't stop this drive. Come out of this drive with some points and put Warsaw down 4 scores. That's what you want to do right now. You don't need any penalties.
Caveman checking to the near sideline for a signal, and then they'll check their wrist guard and wrist coaches at 12 seconds in the play clock. And 8:30 here in the third quarter game clock. Mishawaka looking to add to their 20-3 lead. Novell Miller, single setback, slant pass, near side pass is caught and dropped. Incomplete, right down to the near left-hand side to Ethan Bryce. Bryce, who had the touchdown run after the catch earlier for 35, or checked out 39 yards, unable to hold on to that one right about the belt line. It stops the clock and now sets the chains at 3rd down and 3.
Believe it or not, Brian, that's a tough throw and a tough catch because the receiver is running away from you. And you've got to try and put that on his upfield number. Not an easy throw, not an easy catch.
Cavemen need to get the ball to the 11-yard line for a first down. Man in motion. They'll fake reverse, and it will be Ethan Bryce. Scampers between 2 would-be tacklers and surges forward past the 10 to the 5 and dives short of the end zone. Dropped around the 2.
We've seen the Scissors play a lot this year, but it's usually on an inside handoff. That time it was a toss. Bryce caught it and had the vision to see where his blocks had set up and did a nice job of taking it down to about the 3-yard line.
He has to be happy after having that drop pass. Coming back with a very positive play here and now setting his football team up for a 1st and goal to go from the 3. Fisher. He will set his troops hash mark left. Miller is a single setback. Wings left, wing right. In quick handoff. It is Novell Miller. Bulldozes forward. Touchdown, Mishawaka. 3 yards. And Mishawaka extends their advantage to 26-3.
Started with the turnover, the big interception by Trey Thomas on the slant pass, and then the Mishawaka offense did what they needed to do.
A 3-yard touchdown plunge by Novell Miller, his 8th rushing score of the season, his 9th overall. And now point after conversion upcoming for Lucas Larson. Isaiah Butte will hold, waiting for the snap. Perfect snap, good hold, good kick. It has the distance, and it is good. Time out of the field, 7:33 to play 3rd quarter from Steel Stadium. Cavemen flexing their muscles. They lead Warsaw 27-3 on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network. Back live to Steel Stadium on the campus of Mishawaka High School, along with Scott Bovenkirk. I'm Brian Miller. 4-1 Mishawaka, who are 3-0 in the Northern Lakes Conference. And their opponent tonight, Warsaw, unbeaten Warsaw at 5-0. Right now, the Cavemen taking the Tigers to the woodshed just a little bit.
Yeah, still
57-3.
Still plenty of time left in this game, Brian. But as we've talked before, this offense is not good at coming back from behind. So if Mishawaka can just force Warsaw to do these 14, 15 play drives, time becomes their enemy.
And speaking of drives, our last drive was set up the score on an interception by Trey Thomas, set Mishawaka up with a short field.
32 yards in 6 plays.
And now the ensuing kick by Lucas Larson, fielded at the 7, brought forward to the 10, slanting out to the far left-hand side, into the 15, 20, 25, 30, up to the 35, 40, and brought down from behind is Daylor Vilima. Great field position for Warsaw as they try to fight back in this football game. And now we will see how the Mishawaka defense reacts to having a little breather at half and then a very short stint on the field. They should be well rested, and they played very, very well so far here. Remember, a defense that was, I think, had a lot of question marks, not just coming into the season, but even after the first couple of weeks of football.
Yeah, they've played exceptionally well tonight. This isn't what Mishawaka wanted. The 38-yard kick return, giving Warsaw their best field position.
Sophomore, Bo Quinton Brock will take the snap, and they will give it fullback blast off left tackle Reed Zollinger, who again rushed 45 carries for 313 yards a week ago, and the big win against Northwood for Warsaw. On the season, Zollinger with 884 net yards, a 6.5-yard average per carry, and on that last run picked up 4, taking the football to the 49-yard line, just shy midfield. Snap, handoff. Zollinger again out to the outside left, short of the first down, tripped up past midfield around the 47. He's been doing a good job of keeping him under wraps. Defense, Jackson Snyder on the play, Jason Martin in the neighborhood from the defensive line. 3rd down and 2. We're at 6:32 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Next week, this Mishawaka club will hit the road to Northwood, and these Tigers will be back home. They will be home versus the Wawasee Warriors. Under center, Brock takes the snap, gives inside, fullback blast off to the left side, and the first down past the 35, or check that past the 45 rather, to around the 43-yard line.
Warsaw now taking a page out of the Mishawaka book by running that fullback a little wider, running him in C gap rather than A and B gap.
Mishawaka leading 27-3, worth the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter. Quarterback stop, back, throws, near side, out of the flat right side. Pass is caught for a short gain, but brought down defensively by Xavier Juarez. The pass completion on the backfield to Lucas Ransbottom.
Great throw, great catch. That was a touch pass because Mishawaka had it covered very, very well. They took their outside linebacker and ran him with the wingback, and that ball was just feathered over his head for a 9-yard gain.
Brock with a great touch, 2nd and 1 on the 9-yard pickup. Fullback blast off left tackle, needing the 1 yard. They got that and much, much more out to the 31-yard line, a gain of about 3. So first down Warsaw, brought to you by Kevin Putza, First Midwest Mortgage. And they will advance the chains. And Warsaw in a must-score situation. 5 minutes to go, third period. Tigers going from left to right. Brock under center, sends a man in motion. Quarterback will fake it now with the inside handoff after a fake. He will have to retreat his troops back because I think we have a penalty on the offense for illegal motion.
I think you're right.
The officials will sort things out. Speaking of officials, fans, the IHSAA is seeking officials for all sports in our Hoosier state. You can get back in the game, earn some extra money, make a positive impact on the lives of our youth through sports. If you or someone you know is interested in becoming a licensed referee or official, or for those that like baseball and softball, maybe an umpire, you can check in by texting 317-943-9030. Just text the word official to 317-943-9030. Your influence through sports awaits. Text official to 317-943-9030.
Was the 5th penalty on Warsaw tonight. 5-yarder for illegal motion.
That is not something that has hurt Warsaw too badly up to now as they go off the fullback blast. And Zollinger will run off left tackle and surge forward to the 30-yard line for a pickup of 5. So basically getting back the lost real estate on the penalty, although actually about a 4-yard pickup. We'll call it 2nd and a long 11 at 4:15 to play here in this third quarter. Again, Mishawaka leading things 27-3.
And the clock is running.
Brock under center. Sends a man in motion. Fakes it. Rolls out to the right. Lots of room. 30. Cut back from the sideline to the 20. Tiptoes the sideline and pushed out just shy of the 15-yard line. Quentin Brock pushed out by Jack Troyer and Jackson Snyder. That was a nifty move by Quentin Brock, and the sophomore showed us some great mobility and speed.
Going to be a bootleg pass, but when he got outside the pocket and saw no one in front of him, he did the smart thing, tuck it and ran it down to about the 18-yard line.
1st and 10. Tigers. Fullback blast. It will be Zollinger, and he's still on his feet up past the 10 and dropped just past the 10-yard line for a gain of about 7.
Don't ever fall asleep on the fullback in this offense. Don't ever take it for granted.
I think I've heard you say that a few times prior in broadcasts over the years.
Yeah. They will not stop running the fullback.
No matter what the score is. Tigers unbalanced line, heavy left. Quarterback hand off to the fullback. Zollinger again will go off left side and surge forward in a 2nd and 2 situation. Picks up the first down. And they will mark him right around the 6-yard line. 1st and goal to go Warsaw. We're at 3:15 to play here in the third quarter. Under center, Brock gives the inside hand out to the fullback, and the fullback pushes everybody forward right up to the goal line. Did he get in? No, I do not believe so. Stopped short at the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal, about the 1.5-yard marker. 2nd and goal Warsaw at 2:50 to play third quarter. Tigers trying to trim this Mishawaka advantage of 24 points. Inside handoff, big hole, left side, touchdown Warsaw. Reed Zollinger in on the 2-yard carry. That is Warsaw's first points since the 11:08 mark in the second quarter on the 29-yard Mason Smythe field goal. So Warsaw with an impressive answering march. They get into the end zone, and now let's see what they decide with the conversion.
Pretty much have to go for 2, Brian.
Under center. Quarterback takes it one more time. The bread and butter play off left tackle. They'll go to Zollinger. And Zollinger in for the 2-point conversion.
Barely.
So, no style points. It's all about the official marking, and he was in the end zone for 2. So Warsaw has cut this to a 16-point football game with the touchdown run from 2 yards away by Reed Zollinger, and then the point after conversion 2-pointer to make it Mishawaka 27, Warsaw 11. 2:36 to play third quarter. Caveman ball when we come back. You're in 2 with Mishawaka Caveman football on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network. For over.
Community, collaboration, teamwork. This is what local means to TLCU Financial. In our community, everyone plays a part, and we're here to play ours. As a credit union, it's what we do. Welcome to TLCU Financial and bank like a local.
Hi, I'm Vicki. To become a member, visit us at tlcufinancial.org or stop in at our Mishawaka branch across from John Young Middle School. Your credit union, your way.
So Warsaw snaps a scoreless drought to get back in this ball game. It is a 2-possession, 16-point Mishawaka lead, 27-11. An impressive march. Scott Bodenkirk by the men in orange and black.
If you're on the kick return team, watch it go over your head.
High and deep, booted by Mason Smythe, fielded at the goal line, brought out by the Caveman. That would be Newsom. Newsom shake and make move outside to the 20, 25. He needs a man. Just that final block. He could not get it to the 35-yard line. Run out of bounds by Mason Smythe, the kicker, making the stop. Otherwise, who knows? That might have been a 100-yard returner.
Yeah, took the ball right on the goal line. Remember in high school, you can't run it out of the end zone. So that ball was just at about the 6-inch line.
No doubt.
And returned, and as you said, Brian needed one block on the kicker, and he goes all the way.
Now the magic question is, who was supposed to block the kicker? Most of the time, you don't have to worry about blocking the kicker.
Yeah, we never assigned anybody to the kicker.
What a nifty return there by Brady Newsom. It sets his team up with nice field position. 1st and 10, Caveman at their own 36-yard line. They lead it with 2:25 to play third quarter, 27-11. Brady Fisher continues at quarterback, fake to the fullback. He will run it himself, turns, spins forward, and dives past the 45 to about the 47-yard line and picks up 10 yards when he needed 10 on the first down scamper.
About 9. You're going to give him?
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to say a 9.75-yard run, and now we've got a cramp situation with one of the Cavemen on defense. That is Carmine Orozco taking a quick back tumble, actually right across the line of scrimmage. So we have an injury timeout. We will take a timeout as well. 2 minutes exactly. Third quarter, our score, Mishawaka 27, Warsaw 11. We're back after this on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
The Mishawaka Education.
Hello, Cavemen. It's Dr. Joe Winek with Winek Family Orthodontics. I'm excited to be a part of the Cavemen athletic season. Our office offers Invisalign and braces for both children and adults. Call us for your complimentary consultation today. We take our business seriously, but our ultimate goal is to put a smile on your face.
Slide what now? Slide. Bring it up now. Bring it back now. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up now.
For more information, visit our website at www.winekfamilyortho.com.
Hi, I'm Nate Zolman. In 1963, my father, Bud Zolman, began working in the tire and automotive service industry. After many years of hard work and dedication, he and my mother, Diane, founded Zolman's Tire in 1978, 45 years ago. Today, we have 8 retail locations and 3 commercial truck, tire, and diesel locations. After all these years, Zolman's is still going strong, serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
We, at the end of this quarter, will get an update with Brady Gallo from the Mishawaka Network and find out his thoughts. And certainly Mishawaka, at this moment, 14 minutes away from improving on the high school football season to 5-1, but most importantly 4-0. They will be alone in first place if they can continue their ways here with the final 14 minutes of football to be played. So after the timeout, Carmine Roscoe, again the injured Caveman with a cramp issue it looked to be. He subs out. Cavemen go back to work. 2nd and inches and a handoff right up the gut. And a fullback blast as Brady Fisher hands it away to Novell Miller. And Miller explodes for that needed half yard and a couple extras out to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 Caveman, brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage.
I think under normal circumstances, Brian, Keith Kinder would have said, hey, let's measure this. This is close. But because it was 2nd down, run more plays. Let the clock run. So I think it was a wise decision.
Trevor Wendt continues at center. Subbing in for the injured Eddie Rodriguez earlier. Now man in motion. Fisher turns, hands to the fullback, outside sprint. It is Novell Miller. Still on his feet. Pushes 1 man, 2 men down, and past the 40-yard line and run out of bounds. Caveman fans on the near side and certainly the Caveman bench area very upset with no penalty flag as they felt Novell Miller was pushed and tackled and probably some unnecessary roughness on the near sideline after Miller was out of bounds. But still the bruising fullback runs it after about a 7-yard pickup. We'll call it actually an 8-yard pickup. 2nd down and 2. Now into midfield, or past midfield at 48 seconds here in this 3rd quarter. Mishawaka hoping to answer the Warsaw score with some points to make this a 3-possession game again, whether it's a touchdown, maybe a field goal. It is currently a 16-point, 27-11 Mishawaka advantage. Man in motion, Fisher, ball is bobbled on the ground, and Warsaw has recovered. Brady Fisher came out from center with a fake to Novell Miller. There was a pretty good surge from the defensive line, and as Brady stepped back and looked to turn and go left, the ball was knocked away by, I believe, one of the Warsaw defenders. But either way, loose ball on the carpet. It took a while for everyone to react to the football, but Warsaw has recovered, and this is a huge break for Bart Curtis's ball club.
Yeah, down just 2 scores right now. You would think the way that Mishawaka was controlling the game, but with that fumble and still a quarter and some to go, 42 seconds of this quarter, there's still plenty of time in this game.
According to my numbers, that is the first fumble lost by Brady Fisher this season. So Warsaw will go back to work. Quarterback Quentin Brock takes the snap, inside run, and little or no yardage for Reed Zollinger. Back to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 1, 2nd down and 9. We're under a half minute to go. Clock ticking at 26 seconds here in our 3rd quarter. Wideout is actually a wingman, both left and right. Toss sweep, left side. Looking for running room. Ransbottom is
that ball's on the ground.
The ball's on the ground. Picked up by the Cavemen. Are they going to return it? No, the officials are going to say the play was blown dead.
The beanbag indicates a fumble. One official threw a beanbag, but they're calling the play back. They're obviously saying he was down.
Jackson Snyder had come up with the loose football. So we change possessions, I do believe. Let's let the officials down on the field and stripes sort it out. Warsaw defense, actually the offense, kind of meandering back to their far sideline and now overhearing the conversation.
It's the end of the quarter, Brian.
John Cohen.
But Mishawaka's running off as if they got the ball.
So the final play of the third quarter finds an exchange in possession. I am not positive this is a final decision, but I can tell you for sure we're at the end of 3. 36 minutes of football are complete, and our score, Mishawaka 27, Warsaw 11. We'll sort things out on the possession and more. Fourth quarter play-by-play next. You're in tune with Mishawaka Caveman Football on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
When it comes to pizza, Barnaby, Mishawaka and Granger has the perfect combination. Just like a winning football team, Mishawaka and Granger Barnaby's has the perfect combination of sauce and fresh ingredients smothered in mozzarella on their.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby
Tonight's third quarter brought to you by Ron's Grape Road Automotive, located on Grape Road near Catalpa, Mishawaka, next to Goodwill. Ron's reminds you to have your car oil changed every 3 months or 3,000 miles. Sideline report, let's head down to the one and only Brady Gallo.
Thanks, Brian. I mean, what a fantastic response for that Caveman defense. That's the plays that winning teams make. I mean, you get that fumble, you can kind of sense some nervous energy coming from the sideline, but that's totally gone now. What a response, big play, and that just seems to be a running theme with this defense. Big play, big play, big play, and the offense capitalizing.
Well, the officials have made a decision that Warsaw will retain the possession.
Wow.
Not a turnover, but certainly a big play, and now fake by the quarterback and a little slide run by Lucas Ransbottom to the outside left on the sweep, and he will pick up some nifty yardage for a first down and more, sponsored by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage.
Mishawaka did a great job on the dive. They did a great job in the quarterback, and the last second the pitch was out, and a gain down to the 39, so a 14-yard gain.
Back under center, Quentin Brock will set his man in motion, toss sweep. Here comes the halfback pass, downfield. There's a man open, ball underthrown and incomplete. And the intended receiver for Warsaw, looking for a moment or two, that would be Grady Nolan at the official, hoping maybe for a flag. But the ball was underthrown, incomplete. Good coverage there by the Cavemen downfield.
Ball was underthrown, and those are the kind of throws that you get the pass interference on, because the defender is trying to catch up and the receiver is trying to come back, but you shouldn't be penalized for a bad throw.
So second down and 10, just underway here in period number 4. It is Brock. Inside handoff, fullback blast. No surprise, Zollinger will surge forward up to about the 36-yard line. 37-yard line, they will mark him. Cavemen with a 2-possession lead, 27-11. At 11:24, this clock is ticking. Both teams with all 3 of their timeouts remaining as we start getting down to some of the late game keys here. Each team with all their timeouts remaining in the second half.
3rd and 8, and I have to believe from here on out for Warsaw, it's 4-down territory.
Brock under center. Single setback, wings left, wing right. Now man in motion. They fake the halfback pass. Rolling out right, in trouble, and Brock is going to be sacked for a loss of about 4 on the play.
Big sack, and I'm not sure there was a receiver in the area. The fullback was in front of him blocking. That may have been a called run.
Either way, a big play defensively for Mishawaka, whether it was a broken play.
That can't be the spot. They're saying that he is at the line of scrimmage. Did he throw the ball?
I didn't think so.
I didn't either. But
Either way, the officials have the ball marked. Back at the line of scrimmage, 4th down and 8.
Wow.
And the Tigers are going to go for it. Man in motion, straight drop. Brock will throw over to the right side. Pass is caught, and then a lateral down to the far sidelines, and the catch and run there on a little hook and ladder by the Tigers. Good run up the field by that is Ransbottom, Lucas Ransbottom. The ball was caught by Grady Nolan, who pitched it to Ransbottom and hustled up the field for a first down. Stopped at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, got him stepping out of bounds. I thought he tiptoed, but that's on the other side of the field. We can't see.
There's a lot of things we can't see from our vantage point.
A lot of things that I don't understand right now.
1st and 10. The fullback blast. It is off left tackle. Reed Zollinger will push forward on that first down run. And again, all of our first downs sponsored by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage. This Zollinger run, the 5'8 senior, is a pickup of, we will say, 3. 2nd and 7. Clock at 9:45 to play. And Mishawaka leading things here against undefeated Warsaw 27-11. Brock under center. Sends a man in motion. Fullback blast, this time off right tackle, and Zollinger will surge forward with some smash mouth football to the 21. Gain of about 3. So a big third down play. We'll call it 3rd and 5 for Warsaw. This is a big series for Mishawaka's defense because the last thing you want is to make this a one-possession football game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And right now, a field goal probably doesn't do Warsaw a whole lot of good. Single setback. Brock sends his man in motion. Fullback blast, this time right up the gut. And Zollinger will surge forward on 3rd down and 5. He will push forward and got about 4. So now 4th and about a yard, a long 1 yard. 4th and 1 Warsaw. Now they're moving the chain back. And now we'll settle in and call it more accurately a 4th and 2 play. 4th and 2 Warsaw, no doubt will go for it. 8:30 to play here in our 4th quarter. Trailing by 2 scores. Handoff, fullback, right up the middle, Zollinger, and I think he got the first down. It will depend on the forward progress and certainly on the spot.
Well, this official has him spotted at the 16, and that's about where the chain is. So this is going to be very close and may bring out a measurement.
Now, Bart Curtis is standing right over in front of the down marker. It says it's a first down, but instead the officials, after they eyeballed it, now there was no measurement.
No measurement.
But after they eyeballed it, they say that Mishawaka held on downs. So on downs, Mishawaka will take over.
Now we've got another huddle. And I think Bart is saying we want a measurement. That ball has now been picked up and changed. You can't measure this now.
Bart Curtis well past the hash mark.
And I would be livid if I was Bart. I would want the measurement. But I'm telling you, if they bring the chains out now and I'm Keith Kinder, I'm going to be a little bit hot.
Or a whole lot of it.
Yeah, you can't pick the ball up, toss it to the sideline, exchange balls, and then call for a measurement.
So on downs, Mishawaka holds Warsaw, retaining their 2-possession advantage, 27-11. And now they will go to work. Mishawaka will 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. Brady Fisher to the fullback Novell Miller, and Miller will push forward to this 20, and then he will be hit by a concrete wall of Warsaw defenders and stop for a short gain of about 3. 2nd and 7, 8 minutes to play here in our 4th quarter from Steel Stadium. With Scott Bovenkirk, I'm Brian Miller. Matt Embry, our studio engineer. Brady Gallo from the Mishawaka Network will have a post-game report for us, and certainly we'll get some post-game thoughts and interview downstairs with Coach Keith Kinder, who, if this holds up, will get his 50th career victory as a head football coach here at Mishawaka High School. Fisher under center. Waits for the snap from Went. Drop steps. Quarterback keeper tries to spin outside. Nothing happening there. Good defensive surge there by Warsaw. And Eric Pohl, 6'3" senior linebacker, came up and met Brady Fisher immediately. And in fact, Fisher probably lost about a yard on the play.
Yeah, we're at 3rd and 8 right now, and the most important thing is to keep the clock going. We'd love to break a big run to get the first down, but there's nothing wrong with punting the ball at this point in the game. You've got a 2-score lead. Just protect the football.
And keep the clock moving. 6:50 to play in regulation here, and fourth quarter action from Steel Stadium. Man in motion, toss sweep off to the far left. Blockers out front, but the play will be stopped right around the 25-yard line. Good work there on the toss sweep to Ethan Bryce. Good job by the Warsaw defense, really keeping that at bay and not allowing a first down run or any major yardage by the Cavemen on that play. A pickup of 3. It'll be 4th and a long 2 from the 24-yard line. I think at this point, you let the play clock run down another 15 seconds. The game clock is at the 6:06 mark. Play clock now has 10. You let the clock run down to 1 second on the play clock, call the timeout, and bring your punt unit on.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
I'm not the coach.
I mean, you could come up to the play on 4th and 3 and try and draw them offside, but from your own 20-yard line, you're only 24. You're not going to fool anybody. So Keith Kinder's doing the right thing right now. We're going to call timeout. We're also going to make sure we have the right protection in the game.
And the right people on the field.
The right people on the field. Yep. Good timeout.
Timeout taken by Mishawaka. They lead it with 5:53 to play here in our fourth quarter. Mishawaka 27, Warsaw 11. Next week, both these teams will be right back in the frying pan of the Northern Lakes Conference race. Warsaw, they will be back home against the Wawasee Warriors, who are in a pretty good tussle down in Syracuse tonight with Northridge. Last report, the Raiders had some turnover difficulties and only were leading Wawasee by a touchdown at 14-7. And Mishawaka, on the other hand, they will hit the road. They'll head to Napanee next Friday night. They'll go to Andrews Field at Northwood High School to take on the Panthers. That will be a big game in the Caveman hopes for a Northern Lakes Conference championship. So after the timeout, punt formation, Lucas Larson will stand back right around his own 10-yard line.
Need a good snap.
4th down and 2, Cavemen from the 24. Good snap, heavy rush. Lucas Larson gets it away. He puts a great kick over the head of the deep man, and he'll take a huge caveman roll back past the 30, inside the 20, and it'll be stopped just short of the 15-yard line. What a kick by Lucas Larson with pressure coming from both sides. Talked about the improvement of the special teams play. There is one right there that in years past, and particularly even last year, it could have been a disaster. You can tell Mishawaka spent a lot of time on special teams during the offseason.
Yeah, I got that as a 59-yard punt, Ryan.
That's going to certainly help his average of 34.
Yeah. More importantly, it puts Warsaw on a long field with 5:38 to go, down 2 scores.
You talk about flipping the field as far as field position is concerned. Warsaw did that to Mishawaka in the first quarter, and now, down by 2 scores, the Tigers have the favorite return by host Mishawaka, and it is Zollinger up the gut, and he is able to push forward for only about 1 yard of offense. Zollinger, who had 313 yards in 45 carries last week. I'm not certain he's near 45 yards, or rather 45 carries tonight, but he certainly has been the Warsaw workhorse. Option pitch. Ball outside. Ball stripped. Loose ball on the turf, and Mishawaka has recovered. Ball will settle at the 18-yard line. They will unstack the bodies, and it's Mishawaka football.
Warsaw got to the 3rd option of the triple option, the pitch. But the Mishawaka defender, and I apologize because I can't see it with the numbers, but the defender got his hand on the pitch before it reached the running back.
Somebody deflected it as the pitch went out, yes, yep, on that left side.
Put it on the ground, and a 3-yard loss and a fumble loss for
possession change. Now that has been an Achilles heel for Warsaw this year. They have had 12 turnovers, 10 of those have been via fumbles. And all on the season, they had fumbled 18 times, losing 10 of those. Well, add one more to that mix. And now Novell Miller will surge and push and run hard and low to the ground out to the 10-yard line.
More importantly, he's running with two hands on the football.
Pick up by Novell Miller of 7 yards. 4:44 to play. Fourth quarter from Steel Stadium. With Scott Bobekirk, I'm Brian Miller. Mishawaka, 27-11 leaders. What an impressive showing tonight by the men in, I was going to say maroon and white, but truly tonight in gray and maroon, wearing their new Under Armour alternate uniforms.
Brian, any kind of score wins the game. 4 minutes to go.
Fisher under center. Trevor Wynn handling those duties right now. Off left, fullback blast. Novell Miller gets hammered pretty good as he gets to the line of scrimmage, but drags a defender with him and is brought down, but not before a pickup of about 6 yards. Tristan Wilson from the quarterback position for Warsaw coming up with the tackle, but not before Novell Miller pushes forward for a K-Band first down, brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage. First and goal to go, Mishawaka at the Warsaw 6. Mishawaka up 27-11. And we've got 3:43 to play here in our fourth quarter. Bryson Smith, Ethan Bryce, Caden Smith are the wingmen. They will turn, they will hand to the fullback. Huge blast up the right side, straight up center after hitting the line of scrimmage, and it is Novell Miller needing 6. He got 5. Stopped at the 1-yard line, second and goal to go. So the K-Men looking for back-to-back wins over Warsaw. They succeeded last year with an impressive 43-19 win. Their first Northern Lakes Conference victory against Warsaw since losing in both 2020 and 2021 in nail-biters, 40-32 and 17-15.
Mishawaka's going to run this down to 1 second and use their second timeout.
Play clock at 3, down to 2. There's the timeout. And at 2:42 to play, timeout by Keith Kinder and the Mishawaka K-Band. We'll take a break as well with 2:42 to play in regulation. Mishawaka 27, Warsaw 11. We're back after this on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network. Signcraft School Board, high school football, Northern Lakes Conference flavor. Concord, a win tonight in the Maple City of Goshen. They beat the Redhawks 42-0. Northwood, late fourth quarter, has a 42-zip lead on Plymouth. And over in Syracuse, Wawasee hanging tough with North Ridge. Raiders hanging on to a 7-point 14-7 lead against host Wawasee. After the timeout, Mishawaka will go to work with Brady Fisher, an inside handoff to fullback Novell Miller. On second and goal for the 1, he gets a half yard. Which the bad news is he didn't get the touchdown, but the good news is they keep possession and let the clock run a little more.
I wondered if Warsaw was going to let them score. The only way to get the ball back in their hands with enough time. So here's another 40 seconds that's going to run off, but they didn't. They played tough defense, and Mishawaka will let this clock run down. They'll take another timeout, it looks like. Keith Kinder is standing next to the referee.
Game clock under 2 minutes now, and at 3, at 2, at 1 on the play clock. Keith Kinder will use his second of 3 second half timeouts. And at 1:53 to go, the Cavemen will circle the wagon. So 1:53 to play, third and goal to go, and we will keep it right here. Some other reports on the U.S. Signcrafters scoreboard. Last report, Penn led Marion entering the fourth quarter 34-6. Also over at Rice Field in Elkhart, the Lions lead South Bend St. Joe 26-10. We'll get some other scores a little later on, and a Cub fan can very thankfully report the Cubs beat the Rockies today in a must-win game as they are clinging to a final wild card position in the National League playoff chase. Cubs beat the Rockies today 6-0. But stay tuned on our postgame show. Matt Embry will have a complete report on the U.S. Sign Crafters School Board. Any other scores there, Bob? I know you're on the electronic device.
Tippy Valley is beating Jimtown 28-7. I didn't want to report that. New Prairie 36-0 over Adams. And one that's near and dear to my heart, Noblesville is beating Franklin Central 21-14. That's David Sharp. Riley 26, Washington nothing.
Few updates on the U.S. Sign Crafters scoreboard. This time doing the Barry Sims impression. Up and over, touchdown Mishawaka. So after a couple of timeouts on second and then third and goal to go, the Cavemen needing just about 6 inches, and they go to the bulldozer, Novell Miller. And he puts a little extra breathing room and icing on the victory cake. Mishawaka leading 33-11, 22-point advantage. And now Lucas Larson will attempt the point after conversion. Ethan Williams, the long snapper, has had some good accuracy here so far this season. Isaiah Butte will hold. Snap count there. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick on the way. The distance is there, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 1:49 to play here in our fourth quarter. Caveman fans, you are in first place all by yourself in the Northern Lakes Conference. Our score: Mishawaka 34, Warsaw 11. We're back after this on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Mishawaka High School Pet Band doing their part for the home atmosphere here tonight. What a beautiful, beautiful night it's been for high school football, in particular for the home fans. As they look at the scoreboard with 1:49 to play, they lead Warsaw 34-11. Scott Bovenkirk, I'm going to admit to you, I did not expect this.
Now, if you would have told me that somebody was going to be held to 11 points, I would have guessed that it would have been the Cavemen, because the Warsaw Tigers came to town with one of the best defenses in 6A in the North, and it was Mishawaka that played the great defense tonight.
The ensuing kickoff was a little pooch dribbler by Lucas Larson, and he punted it, knocked it into the turf, got a high bounce. It went the necessary 10 yards, and it was recovered on a dive by Isaac Beam.
I don't think they were trying for an onside kick, Brian. I think they wanted to squib it and just make sure their good returner didn't get his hands on the ball.
So 1:47 to play here in the fourth quarter. Mishawaka in the driver's seat, 34-11. Warsaw will go to work, and now there's penalty flags all over the place as the snap of the football takes place. And I do believe
offside on the defense, which will be Mishawaka's first penalty of the night.
And I know that is one factor that will make Keith Kinder very, very happy. We talked off the air today in our pregame meeting as we prepared with our pregame show recording about some of the things that were concerns going into this game. And, untimely penalties was certainly one of them. And I know it's been talked about a whole lot this past week, especially after many untimely ones in action against Plymouth and Goshen the last couple of weeks, but fortunately for the Cavemen, they were able to dodge those bullets, and those penalties did not really matter in blowout wins. But when you get into a close ball game, it really can change the complexion of a possession or a game for that matter.
Exactly. And Brian, they were penalties. They were unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and they were big 15-yarders that in a close game, that's what gets you beat. Well, they were disciplined tonight. They played disciplined defense. They played disciplined offense, and also they won the kicking game. Let's face it.
Robinson Hoffert, better known as Robbie Hoffert, 5'4" junior, in on the depth chart and gets that running play and rush. Good for about a 6-yard pickup. 3rd and 2 now with 45 seconds to play. Hoffert will get the handoff again, and he will get past the 45, past the 47 where the first down was needed, and picking up the Warsaw first down just shy of midfield. And now we've got one of the officials down, and we'll get some immediate attention from the Mishawaka athletic training staff. So we have an official's timeout for an official down due to injury. 38 seconds to play in our fourth quarter. Mishawaka in the driver's seat, leading Warsaw 34-11. We will break for this timeout. You're in tune with Mishawaka K-Band football on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
Great school.
Hello, Mishawaka fans. This is Superintendent Stevens here to tell you about our Mishawaka Parent Group. The MPG has the purpose of promoting partnerships with parents, teachers, school administration, and the community to enhance the educational environment for Mishawaka schools. Our parent group partners with Mishawaka Athletics to put on elementary sports, and they're always looking for volunteers to help with high school football game concessions. If you'd like to join or volunteer, feel free to email mishawakaparentgroup@gmail.com.
Who was down when we went to the timeout is up on his own feet, being checked out by Mishawaka head athletic trainer Hannah Hess. And I'm not sure exactly what happened. That might be something an instant replay will give us some insight on, but kind of a scary moment. And now getting a swig of water, and we'll hopefully be able to finish this football game with his officiating crew. We got 38 seconds to play here in our fourth quarter. Some updates for you. A couple of finals in the Northern Lakes Conference on the U.S. Sign Crafters scoreboard. Wins for Concord and Northwood. Concord shuts out Goshen 42-0, and Northwood a 42-7 winner at home versus the Plymouth Rockies. Also in the fourth quarter of play, Penn now leads Marion by a count of 41-6. So what we find out is the official actually had his legs taken out from underneath him and just was in an afterthought type collision. Thanks to Matt Rendell with the Mishawaka Network for pulling up that footage for us so we had a better understanding. Meanwhile, the Tigers go continually on the ground and pick up on a first down carry. Pick up some nice yardage. It's 1st and 10 now for the Tigers, and the sophomore quarterback option pitch to the outside, loose ball on the ground that is recovered by Mishawaka. The option pitch there by sophomore quarterback Quentin Brock, trying to get it to the outside to Leighton Isbell, and it is recovered by Mishawaka.
And the official mercifully wound the clock with 2 ticks and ends the game.
And the teams will line up and shake hands in center field, and for the second consecutive year, the Mishawaka Cavemen dismantle the Warsaw Tigers in a Week 6 Northern Lakes Conference matchup. Final score here from Steel Stadium, Mishawaka 34, Warsaw 11. With Scott Bovekirk, I'm Brian Miller. We invite you to stay tuned. Our post-game show just around the corner. We will check scoring and statistics. We will get thoughts certainly from Scott Bovekirk. We'll be down on the field a couple of times with some updates and sideline reports and thoughts from the Mishawaka Network's Brady Gallo. And, of course, later in our post-game show, we will get thoughts from assistant coach Corey Betzer. Keith Kinder will join Brady Gallo, and certainly the highlight of our post-game scores on the U.S. Sign Crafters scoreboard. All that and more on the way, but first this time out as we turn into our post-game show. Mishawaka wins it. They improve to 5-1 on the season, 4-0, all alone in first place in the NLC. Mishawaka 34, Warsaw 11. We're back after this on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
And
Cavemen certainly had a little different defensive look with shuffling Jackson Snyder back to a free safety. You moved Jack Troyer up to the linebacker spot, added some extra down linemen on the defensive line. How much of a factor was that in keeping Warsaw in check?
I can tell you that it was a lot of sleepless nights for the entire staff. It's a total change. We always say it's a fluid situation defensively, and this week, we moved some guys, asked them to do something they haven't done before, and trust that they would control the gaps. And our front four did an awesome job of getting in the gaps they had to. Our outside linebackers were asked to pinch the C gap. They've never been asked to do that. They usually play in space. And then, we had to pull a couple guys off the field, and our secondary was playing almost like an outside linebacker position, which was different for them. And, they executed the game plan.
Mishawaka winning 34-11. Let's head down to the field as we visit upstairs here with Corey Betzer. Let's head downstairs with Brady Gallo.
All right. You started the game off strong with that TD run. I mean, how does it feel just down on that sideline capturing the momentum early?
Oh, it was definitely awesome. Our halfbacks blocked perfectly, so did our wide receivers, and the sound and the energy was immaculate,
Yeah. How much does this win impact you guys thinking about that game?
We get some momentum from this. You got to move out here. Where we want to be.
All right, big win. Thank you.
Well, that's Brady Gallo. We had a little cut in and out of our signal there with our cordless mic. We apologize for that, but some words from your starting quarterback, Corey Betzer, one and only Brady Fisher, who started this game off. You guys have started to make a little bit of a habit because opening night against Marion, Ethan Bryce goes, 82 yards for a touchdown on the opening kickoff, and here tonight it is Brady Fisher going, 73 yards for a score.
Yeah, we did not expect that. Brady made a great read. and got off the outside. He's a tough runner. I mean, he looks slow. I'm just being honest. He looks slow, but he's got them long legs, and he gallops. And then he had some nice downfield blocks when it mattered to get in the end zone. So that got the tone set for the night, absolutely.
And certainly, as you guys added to that lead, it was 7-0. You guys, you dodged the bullet with the field position and come away in 2 big possessions. You hold Warsaw just to a field goal. Then you add a couple of scores late in the half. Kind of in the driver's seat, but you guys had some adversity because, number one, you battled field position. Number two, it was a rock and sock and football game, but you also lost your starting center, Eddie Rodriguez, and saw Trevor Went have to go in and handle the center chores, and it looks seamless from up here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate with Eddie. We're going to wait, obviously, to get him checked out. Our first indication is something with MCL or ACL, but he's a heck of a player, and he helps his teammates out, so he helped Trevor get ready to play. So we'll see where he's at tomorrow. But yeah, guys, next guy up, step in and get it done, and Trevor did a great job for us offensively.
Meanwhile, let's head back down on the field with Brady Gallo of the Mishawaka Network.
Coach really wanted to see his family. Hold on, we'll give him a sec.
That's right. Well-deserved. Well-deserved.
Coach, I don't know if you know, but you just got picked up win number 50 tonight. How much does this win mean to you?
I didn't pick up win 50. We did, right? Our staff did. It's all together. 50 wins is a big accomplishment. And I just told our kids, winning games is hard. It really is, especially against good people like Warsaw. I'm just really proud of our kids. This is about our kids. It's not about me. It's not about our coaches. It's about the kids who bought in and played really fast and physical.
Yeah. First place in the NLC, gotta feel good. You guys had some doubters coming into the season, losing so many seniors. How does that feel to prove those people wrong?
Well, it's Northwood, so we're going to enjoy this for a couple hours, but then to do still.
Love it. Good win, Coach.
All right, that is Brady Gallo on the Mishawaka Network down on the sidelines, and in a way, they kind of took my next topic and teased it with Northwood. That's the next opponent up, and certainly as tough as Warsaw was tonight in a lot of different ways, Northwood's just as tough, but in many, many different ways.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Brian. I'm going to try to enjoy this one tonight, but I can tell you what you just said. It's different football, right? I mean, this is throwback Green Bay Packers lineup, and let's play football. And Northwood's playing the 2023 version of football, so I can guarantee we'll have a different defense next week than what you saw this week. But we can count on one thing: the offense is not going to change for us.
34-11, Mishawaka over Warsaw here tonight. Scott Bovaker.
Yeah, the scouting report that I got on Northwood earlier in the year was like watching a video game. 2 great wide receivers, quarterback roll right, quarterback roll left, throw the ball or keep it. And I'll tell you, that's completely different from what you saw tonight.
And I would say a little bit scarier in the sense that any play can go. You know what I'm saying, Bo? Like, we got to make sure that we don't let those guys have a lot of space. Because, like you said, the video game is kind of what it is. A guy gets the ball in space, we're going to have guys relatively close to rally to tackle. Otherwise, any bubble screen, slip screen, quick hitch turns into 6 points from anywhere on the field. So our defense is definitely going to have a challenge for sure.
Corey, I hate to bring it up each and every week, but the improvement of this defense, maybe I sound like a broken record.
No.
Some of my kids tell me I do. But the improvement of this defense from the Marion game and the Penn game till now, and the special teams in particular. Lucas Larson kicking the football was not a huge weapon last year, and sometimes it was kind of a nerve-wracking experience to, as he kind of went through growing pains of transitioning into football. This kid has worked his tail off, and man, he has had some big kicks and has been perfect on PATs, and I don't want to jinx him, but certainly you got to like what you see with the improvement on both sides there.
Yeah, and speaking of Lucas, the realistic answer is practice-wise, sometimes we question if he's our guy because it doesn't look so pretty. But he's what we got. Tonight was exactly what he's been coached to do by Coach McCool, and I think it was his best game of kickoffs. I think we've improved our kickoff team, but it's dependent upon where the ball is kicked to. And, they had that one they busted there, and we had a letdown, but it had nothing to do with Lucas. Defensively speaking, I'll allude to what Coach Kinder said last night to the guys. He said, 2 weeks ago I wasn't sure this team had the it. Over the last couple weeks, though, they're making the staff believers because they're becoming coachable. They understand that you make a commitment every week, and you never know the outcome, right? You don't know the outcome, but if you commit, you have a chance. If you sit back and hope for things to work, it's never going to happen. So, the guys have bought in, and this team's becoming one of those Mishawaka special teams.
You say the word Mishawaka, and I know one of the slogans is once a caveman, always a caveman. Whether you graduated here or, like myself, has coached here since 1996. Bart Curtis spent 10 years here. He's still a part of that caveman family, although these days he's wearing orange and black, and I know there's a lot of connection there. How tough is this game to coach, and whether you want to be sentimental or not, just talk about the coaching against a guy that basically, was a part of this staff and a part of all your lives and still is.
Well, I mean, you have credit where credit's due. Without Coach Curtis, the Hall of Fame coach he is, we don't have triple here. Without Coach Curtis, we don't beat Penn. Without Coach Curtis, we're not making a run to state. And that has been the standard that's been set. And at the same time, I'll give Coach Kinder credit in the fact that we're not running the exact offense that Coach brought in. He and Coach Shaw have built off of it. Obviously, we've been able to throw the ball successfully over the last couple of years, which is a break from the norm of triple. And coming back here as a coach, I jokingly, I said something to Chuck Freeby yesterday when he came in. I said, I'm home. And I just told the kids before the game when I had a breakdown on me, I said, guys, I still remember the smell. I still remember this turf. I still remember Friday nights. And if you don't have that gut-wrenching, I'm ready to play feeling right now, you're missing the point. This place is truly special, and you should play for not only your brother next to you, but this entire community because they love Mishawaka football.
Mishawaka wins over Warsaw in a convincing fashion, 34-11. And the incredible thing is that was week 6. 7, 8, 9 are just around the corner. You got Northwood on the road next week, and then 2 home games to wrap up the season with Concord and Wawasee. I don't know where it's gone to, but certainly we have seen the improvement. And hey, you guys control your own destiny now in the conference.
I believe that, and we knew this 3-week stretch was going to be the gauntlet. Step 1 was tonight. Check that box, but again, if we're believing we have arrived and we've done something, then Northwood's in for a win next week. I believe our kids understand the importance of coming in tomorrow, watching film, getting the trainer working on them, and I'm setting our eyes on Northwood, and I believe that this group will do just that, and we'll take one step at a time and see if we can play a 15-game season.
Looking forward to that. Corey, we let you go. We can stand and talk all night about not just this win, but this caveman football team and the season, and certainly you cannot argue with a 5-1 start.
Absolutely not, and I appreciate what you guys do. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations. That is assistant coach Corey Betzer joining us here in the booth in our post-game show here from 96.1 The Ton. Mishawaka 34, Warsaw 11, that final score. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll check some scoring and statistics. Scott Vogelkirk has some numbers to share, and certainly we'll get his thoughts, and we'll continue to trickle in some scores on the U.S. Sign Crafter scoreboard. This is your Mishawaka Caveman post-game show here on 96.1 The Ton and the Mishawaka Network.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see,